welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Manticore, the tier 10 British light tank. We're at it again, yes. It's the baseman from hell. He's on the north spawn of Prokhorovka this time, and he's changed his camouflage. Game on. Now, all of these replays took place in sequence, so this was the very next one that he played. And of course, you'll be able to check that against the date stamps on the replays. Now, yet again, it's a 105mm light tank with 390 alpha, decent penetration on the standard rounds, but poor penetration on the premium. 248 on the standard AP and 268 on the APCR. He's managed to get a long way south and spotted a Leopard 1. In fact, he spotted two other tanks, a STB just over to one side, and he could pull back there because the bush was covering him. He's being very careful not to be spotted by the enemy. Got a T10 over there as well, and it looks like the enemy are trying to blind fire at him, or at least maybe they're firing at the TL1 LPC behind him. They didn't get a shot into him anyway. But as you know, with this light tank, if the enemy does spot him, he might need to bail, and bail quick. And yes, he's knocking trees down, which is letting the enemy know there is somebody here. And in fact, now he's spotted an Udes who's making his way up the hill. Can he get a shot? No, he can't. He's below the ground depression. Not below the ground depression, actually. It would be wrong in stating it. There's a ridgeline there which is actually obstructing his field of view. My gun, this is really far south. Now he managed to sneak across that gap without the T10 or the STB1 seeing him. And as you know, the STB1 is actually quite a powerful little tank. It's not a medium, it's not a light tank, it's a medium. But if you've been watching Klaus Kellerman's videos, you've probably seen one of these in action. They are really powerful. I don't think Baseman wants to fire at the moment because that Udes will probably see him. He's highlighted him anyway. Okay, there's the STB. The Emil's on the other side of the railway line, so he's probably not going to see that guy, but he's actually being spotted from the hill. And the STB1's pulled back. That may be because his sixth sense keeps going off and he's concerned. He probably realises that there's somebody in their field of the battlefield, their part of the battlefield. Now he could move further south, but he would be taking a risk if he did. He's just gradually forming, getting over that ridgeline just so that the enemy behind him can't get a shot. And pull back. There's that Udes indicating the target. He might have a shot, but it's a pixel shot. It's probably just not worth shooting at the moment. The Leopard might actually be closer than the Udes, well closer. In fact, he might be up in one of those bushes just on the ridgeline up to his right. So he's crawling forwards. Ah, he's spotted an AMX-13-105 and the guy's behind him. Amazingly, one part of his vehicle, one side, is actually exposed, and he's now spotted the gorilla ahead of him, and the gorilla's taking fire. So he's actually getting something out of it. The AMX-13 doesn't realise there's a light tank behind him. If he does pull back, Baseman might have to bail quickly. He's in the bowl, which means obviously he's fairly safe from our teammates at the moment because he's in that ground depression. And Baseman might decide that to turn around and go after him, but he'll only get one shot, remember, and he's got a long reload, 12.57 seconds. Yeah, it's 13.42 by the book, so probably only get one shot into the MX-13-105. And remember, that guy's got the three shot autoloader, although he probably won't be able to get more than one shot into Baseman before Baseman disappears. Baseman's got a top speed of 68 kilometers an hour, and somebody's blind firing the ground just ahead of him. Unless, of course, that was one of his own teammates who fired and hit the ground instead. That Su-101 is being really heavily hit. He's up to 4.7k already, or basically 4.8 actually. Just one hit point short. And he's keeping an eye on that STB-1 who's returned to the centre line. It's so dangerous when you're a little light tank and you're spotting in the bush and you can't fire, because if you do, you're going to be in trouble, and you have to work out, can I fire without the enemy spotting me? Will I be covered by the bush mechanic? Is there a long line of bushes between me and the enemy? And is there an enemy tank off to one side who might actually see the flash and be able to get a shot in before he realises that long 3-second delay of Sixth Sense? Somebody's firing at the ground just in front of him. The ground was kicked up. You can see that there's an impact point just on the ground about 20 meters away. Definitely somebody's firing in this direction, and I think they are trying to work out where Bassman is. He's looking behind for that AMX-13-105, and he's got a gorilla coming towards him, and he is taking damage, and he's gone. Good, thank goodness. He can't turn round. If he turns round, part of his body will be exposed, and that UDES will probably see him. And remember, we still don't know where the leopard is, and he must be up there somewhere. He might be in the bushes just off to our right. There's the leopard. Okay, and the AMX-13-105 has bailed. He's pulling back, and luckily he pulled back far enough away that he couldn't spot us by proxy. Ooh, this is close. That is so close. That AMX-13-105 has no idea how close he was. If he sees this replay afterwards in the video, he'll be kicking himself that he didn't drive down the road. I'm not so sure that Bassman can move any further south without maybe giving the game away. We're halfway through the battle. I think you can understand now why I wanted to do individual videos for each of these replays. If I try to put them all together, you'd be probably watching an hour long or a 2 hour long video. And that might be a bit too much. As I mentioned before, the Manticore, otherwise known as the Chimera 1955, was a blueprint tank. It never existed. There was no prototypes. They never put one together. It was rejected in an early stage. But a lot of British tanks are rejected at the prototype stage, or at the the blueprint stage. If you look at or watch Armoured Archives, which is a YouTube channel by Ed Webster or Ed Francis, depending on which nom de plume he's using at the time, it's incredibly interesting to watch all the various designs that have been put forward for British tanks over the years. Well, the UDES is down, the Su-101 is down. There's only 5 enemies left. He's decided to go, but he has been spotted. He takes out the AMX-13 and bails immediately into the ground depression to stop the Leopard getting a second shot. He did take one round, 432, which I think is a low roll, because I seem to remember the Leopard has a alpha of something like 440, I think it is. I'm not sure. Maybe 390. Puts one into the Leopard. That's a payback. And he wasn't spotted, so he's going to do another. Hello, Mr. Leopard. Come on. And he's gone. There's only 2 enemies left. A T10 and the other one's a T55A. He's up on the hill. It's just a T10 left, really. And he's down by the railway line. There he is. Long way off. He's indicating the target. He's getting the spotting as well. I wonder if he wants to do some damage on this one. He's getting rather close. Oh, that was close. The shell that actually took out the T10 went whizzing past him. And he tried to hit the T55A, but he couldn't get it. And so the game is over, and it's a victory. And he starts the game, or finishes the game, in a bush. And here's the end of battle stats, and it's another first-class tanker for the Bassman from Hell in the Manticore, or as he calls it, the Pantyhore. Oops, Manticore. Yes, he got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a patrol duty for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged, and his win rate from that one was 870. It wasn't so high because he didn't do a whole lot of damage. He really only got 1 kill by getting the AMX 13105 with 1 shot, and then put a round into the Leopard, and for the rest of it, it was assistance. He did hit the tracks, funnily enough, on the T55A, just couldn't dial it in to get an accurate hit as the guy was going down the hill quickly. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, his damage isn't that high, it's only 762. The highest score on the game is actually the Striv 103B, who got 4,657 hit points of damage. The second highest damage, oh, he got the high caliber, by the way, yes. And the second highest damage was the Object 263 with 4,419, and the third highest damage was the SU-130PM with 4,124. That's very good for a tier 8 tank destroyer, and he picked up a Confederate in that game. So, 762, but when it came to kills, he managed to get at least 1, but it actually put him in joint 4th place because the UDES managed to get 4 kills, the Strip 103B got 3 kills, and the 263 got 2, and then he joins the ranks for the rest of the players who managed to get 1 kill apiece. When it came to base XP though, he's right at the top of the table yet again. 1,117 base experience points, 1,053 went to the SU-130PM because he was tier 8, and in a tier 10 game, and 1,031 went to the UDES 03, who also was a tier 8 in a tier 10 game. He fired 3 rounds in that game, got 3 direct hits and 2 penetrations, 0 splash, damage of 782 hit points, all of it at close range. 1 hit received from the enemy, it was a penetration. Yes, he did take a round from that AMX 13105. Was it the... no, it's the Leopard, I think it was, who put the round into him. But at least he got the kill, and he also returned the favour with the Leopard. 7 enemy vehicles spotted, so he was just 2 out from getting another scout medal. 3 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed, and 8,851 hit points of spotting assist this time. So it really does spot rather well, the Manticore. 64,922 credits from the game, 32,461 from personal reserves, total of 97,382 credits altogether. And after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables took away a profit of 67,311 credits altogether. 1,675 XP, no multipliers, that's all the experience points he took away. But yes, the Manticore lives on, and I think Bassman's proving that it's actually quite a decent little light tank. It may have problems with the number of ammo, may have problems with its premium ammo for penetration, but it does tend to spot rather well, and the enemy don't really seem to be able to find it, unless of course they run into it. So I hope you enjoyed that replay, and if you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And there's another video coming up. Yes, there's even more. Yes, he's been very busy in the Manticore. Another video coming up shortly, so do stick around our channel, and thank you for watching.